Good morning, Father. How are you this morning? Up late last night filibustering? Where's Mother?
She's having her tray. What do you want, my dear?
I want 2 tremendously fried eggs immediately. I'm gonna conquer a young man at golf this morning. But what I'll be having is orange juice. Must do what we can for the figure. Jimmy Walker again. One wing of the Fisher body plant turned into a flop house for the destitute. That's not bad, bodies by Fisher. How respectable the New York Times is. I mean, couldn't you just start grabbing some tabloids for me, Father, at least while I'm home for the weekend? Vice investigation continues. More drought suffering. Why don't they do something about the drought, Father?
What do you suggest doing, my dear? The bishops have prayed for rain, I believe.
I mean, seriously, Father. The Red Cross is a fine, upstanding constitution. And if you'll excuse me saying so, the respected members of the body you adorn are doing as fine a job as I've ever done, of parking their tails and doing absolutely nothing.
I'll excuse your saying so, my dear, because you have no idea what you're talking about. Congress is a body of wise elder men who have the country's good primarily at heart. It's true we're in the grip of a severe crisis, but just for that reason we have to proceed with caution. We can't go rushing headlong into things.
I mean, personally, if I saw a guy starving, I would rush headlong for a loaf of bread.
Don't worry your pretty head about it, dear. It takes an economist to understand a crisis as deep in its national import as the drought.
They have more sense in Russia. I mean, when farmers go on the rocks, they have something solidly backing them. They don't have to sit around and wait for the Red Cross to dish them out charity.
What do you know about Russia? Who's been talking to you?
Come out of the old fog, dear. I'm an educated woman. I go to college. I took a course in government and one in charities and corrections.
College professors, impractical dreamers, not even able to secure an adequate living wage. What do you think they know about world politics?
I think it shows lovely spirit for a young woman to try to get the lowdown on what the great ones of her father's profession are doing.
My dear child, I didn't send you to college to acquire radical, biased ideas about Russia and collective farming.
What did you send me for?
Well, that is, I wanted you to have the best education that money could buy. I wanted you to be as beautiful and cultured as your mother, so that you could do the same service to your social position and family and my name, or your husband's name, that your mother has always done.
You wanted me to learn how to be a lady.
Exactly.
They don't do that anymore, Father. If you wanted me to learn how to be a lady, you should have sent me to one of those emporiums of culture for young women. I think there are some still left over from the last century, tucked away in the hills.
Harriet!
I'm not an ornament to society, Father. Just get that idea out of your head now. Speaking of ornaments to society, Mother and I were supposed to talk to you about some burst of glory you're throwing on Christmas Eve, an introduction to society.
Yes. Well, your mother and I have talked a good deal about it, and I told her I wanted to talk to you about it a little.
Sounds like a carnival to me. It's very white of you, Father.
Well, my dear, we wanted our little girl to have the best of everything. Of course, it's going to be rather expensive. These things always are more and more expensive as people give more and more of them.
How much?
Well, I should say upwards of $250,000.
Good God, where does it all go? I'm only a simple college girl.
We have been extremely fortunate in securing the Arden Park Hotel for that night and the services of Mr. Joseph Durbin.
Durbin? What's this, a musical show? Doesn't the Arden Park satisfy you?
As a hotel, yes. On this occasion, no. Mr. Durbin is going to do it over for your party, a temporary redesigning of the whole lower floor in silver and black. Then your mother will dress in black shot with silver, and you in silver shot with black.
Shot with black. God!
Mr. Durbin sent over the designs yesterday. I thought them a little extreme, but your mother liked them, and as she pointed out, I don't understand these things as she does.
So I'm nothing but the corpse.
You don't seem particularly pleased, Harriet. It isn't the attitude I should have expected from a young woman who is having everything done for her.
Well, frankly, I'm not turning handsprings.
But, my dear, I thought you liked parties. You like to dance, don't you?
Sure, I love to dance, but I wouldn't call this a free-for-all. I also like to drink cocktails, but I know when to stop, which is a lot more than you can say for your friends. I like to go places with my friends. I like to dance. I like to drink. I like a little lovemaking here and there. But this organizing on a factory basis, this big business in the debutante world, I don't think it's so hot. So sorry if I seem unappreciative, but I thought I'd tell you how I feel before you actually went through with this Roman orgy.
I'm frank to admit, Harriet, I'm very much surprised. I had hoped we were giving you something you would appreciate, would always remember. I understood from your mother that a girl's coming out party was something she looked forward to all her girlhood and treasured the memory of the rest of her life, like her wedding night. Why, your mother has a scrapbook with all the clippings from her debutante party in it, and she had more flowers than any debutante ever had.
Mother came out in 1900, Father. An introduction to society was an introduction to society. But I've been kissing and drinking and smoking with these same boys for 5 years. Or others like them. Where's the kick?
But my dear, society demands of people in our position a certain formality, a certain duty in the graces of living.
The 3 graces. Drinking, necking, smoking.
I'm very sorry, Harriet. If I had known how you felt about it, I should never have gone ahead with this. I'm frank to admit that your attitude seems quite incomprehensible to me. I should be worried about the education you're getting. It's expensive enough, heaven knows. I should be disturbed if I thought all you were getting out of it was to become maladjusted to the life you were born into. But, to get back to the question of the party, while your attitude seems peculiarly unsympathetic to me, and I should throw the whole thing over, we can't. On account of your mother. She's flying in a musical comedy troupe from New York in an airplane. She set her heart on this. We couldn't disappoint her like that.
Allowing for a difference in phraseology, Father, she said the same thing about you.
What? Oh, yes. Doubtless she doesn't admit it to herself.
Look here, Father. If I have to write this in bigger type, I will. Do you really think we should be throwing a party at a time like this? Where there's people waiting in bread lines, people starving? Sure, 250,000 would only be a drop in the bucket, but I think it would feed a few mouths. You sound like King Louis XVI at Versailles to me.
On the contrary, my child, this is just another case of your inability to understand these great economic problems. While this depression affects us all, I feel it would be selfish to retrench. The thing to do is to keep money in circulation.